Namo Śrīpāda Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Śrīmate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namo Vishnupada Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Śrīmate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshitarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktarinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So we're continuing our discussion on the Sri Isopanisad. Today is mantra 9. We'll read. Andam tamaf pravishanti ye vidyam upasate tato bhuya ivate tamo ya vidyayam rataha. The translation. Those who engage in the culture of nescient activities shall enter into the darkest region of ignorance. Worse still are those engaged in the culture of so-called knowledge. So here, the Isopanisad gives the result of the engagement of the different activities. One is engagement in vidya and one is engaging in avidya. Here Srila Prabhupada says, this mantra offers comparative study of vidya and avidya. Then he explains, avidya of ignorance is undoubtedly dangerous, but vidya or knowledge is even more dangerous when mistaken or misguided. So, then Prabhupada explained, this mantra of Isopanisad is more applicable today than at any time in the past. Modern civilization has advanced considerably in the field of mass education, but the result is that people are more unhappy than ever before because of the stress placed on the material advancement to the exclusion of the most important part of life, the spiritual aspect. So here, Prabhupada criticizes the modern civilization, modern education, particularly because we are so advanced technologically, you may say, materially, but there is no any topic whatsoever on spiritual subject, which is the goal of the human life, jivasya tattva jigyasa. And what is the result? The result is that people are more unhappy than ever before. So, Prabhupada explains, as far as vidya is concerned, the first mantra has explained very clearly what is vidya. The Supreme Lord is proprietor of everything, Ishavasyam, idam sarvam. And that forgetfulness of this fact is ignorance. The more man forgets the fact of life, this fact of life, the more he is in darkness. In view of this, a godless civilization directed towards the so-called advancement of education is more dangerous than a civilization in which the masses of people are less educated. So this is the first example, first explanation of this, how vidya can be more dangerous than avidya, how knowledge can be more dangerous than ignorance, no? Would be better when we go to the villages and we say, Hare Krishna, all villagers immediately raise their hand and say, Hare Krishna. They have no problem. You go to the best college we have in India, IIT, and you say, Hare Krishna, and they say, very interesting. And what is your idea? What is your proposal? We have our ideas, you have your ideas. What do you mean by Krishna? No? Why? They would raise hands if they remained in their village. But now they are educated, so they cannot raise their hands. And that's the fact. No? That's the fact, that modern education ruined Indian culture. So, here, the so-called advancement of education is more dangerous than civilization is a mass of people less educated. Because, why is it so? Because from the first standard till you get your degree, consistently, one and the same thing is taught. What is it? There is no God, matter is all in all, and life is one, and the goal is enjoy the senses. That's what it is. That's what it is. No? So, In India also, nowadays in the name of secularism, secular state, means treat all religions equally. So they really treat them. They don't allow any religion in the schools or colleges. That's atheism. That's not secularism. If you don't allow any religion in the education, that's atheism. That's not secularism. So even now in the Europe, at least, I don't know in USA, but I'm sure it is there. There is some religious studies. In England, the students, they have to be exposed to the philosophy of the major religions. And when they have to teach Hinduism, usually they call our devotees to present it in the schools. But here is banned, completely banned. Now, complete extreme in India. No religion. We came to the principal of the college and asked him, can we do some program for students? Why? Well, the simple truth is that you can give them degree and make them earn the money, but you can't produce good quality people. You can't get character. You don't train them in any good character. So your boys are smoking, drinking, doing all kind of nonsense. So unless we come in, your education is incomplete. So he said, ooh, good point, but you see, if I love you, then other religions will also come. Well, maybe, So better don't allow us, no? That's your solution. So he was a Hindu, he's a pious man. He said home he worships the Lord, some demigods he worships, anyway, no? But he did not allow. After his time was over as a principal of the college, the Muslim lady came, wearing burqa, and she allowed us for the program. She had more sense of secularism. And she didn't mind. She knew Muslims won't come to preach in college, and Christians they would avoid expertly. So she allowed us, no? Srinivas has photos with her. Correct? Where is she? So, you see, even if people are born in Brahmins families, means very pious families, even if they are taught at home that God is there, you should worship God, you should obey this, that, but they go to the school and then they are brainwashed there. And therefore Prabhupada says slaughterhouses, where we were reading Atmahana, the killers of the souls. It's a suicide. Parents are speaking something to you and teachers speaking something else. And not only that, but then all the friends pick up what is there in the school. And then they pick up what is there on the TV and what is there on the internet. And it's all godlessness. It's all sinful thing. And then you're surprised. Oh, from such a good family, boy is such a good atheist. From good families, they give birth to good atheists also, seems like, in Kali Yuga. No? Why? Because these so-called good families, they think, the best I can do for my child is to send him in the best college. And the best colleges are most degraded ones, at least in India. Of course, I'm sure in the West also. Huh? There is an agreement for VIT, Vellore Institute of Technology, famous college. There is a form that parents have to fill up when they admit their children. And one of the points is that if your daughter becomes pregnant, management is not responsible for it. And parents, they sign happily. Okay, let her go, no problem. I is a good daughter, from a good family coming, I trust her. No? But it happens, otherwise why is there an agreement? No? If it never happens, they won't put it there. No? And now they added a few more about drugs, Drugs, and what is latest one? Gambling, They have a special person, I don't know what he is, psychiatrist or some kind of advisor, speaks to parents. He introduces what is the gambling, explain what is the online gambling, explain how boys spend money. Before parents admit new children, there is all session with parents about the gambling, because it's so popular among students and parents are not aware. And simple people from village, they took a loan, pledging their land and their houses and everything to put children in the school, And they thought, I'm doing the best for my children. They're good boys. Boy is good, girl is good. But there, in the college, particularly if they stay in the hostel. The whole atmosphere ruins them. Why? There is no social pressure. In the Varnashram system, you have traditional families. You have so many family members. You are living in the village. Everybody knows you. Where you are going to hide? Behind the tamarind tree. How long you are going to be alone there? Somebody will come and say, "What are you doing behind the tree?" You can't hide. And everybody, there is a social pressure. Correct? Like in ashram in the morning, how many days you're going to miss Mangalarti? No. You can't hide. No. It's not possible. So there is a good pressure. And then look at it, you are under pressure, or relatives are there, family members are there, you have your duty, you're completely, controlled. And suddenly, they send you thousands of kilometers, hundreds of kilometers away from your home. Nobody knows you. No pressure. You have your money, you have your freedom, independence, and you have all the asatsanga in the world available, And if it's not good enough, then you get the internet connection, no? So then you get really asatsanga purnam. No? So then who is going to stop you to do bad things? And they go gradually. First they just look at the boys who are smoking. Bad, they're bad. The second year, not so bad. Third year, I can also a little bit, let's try what is there, And fourth one, if you don't smoke, you are bad. You are nonsense. You are not. Who are you, village boy? What do you know? First you smoke, then you talk to me. Shankaracharya say, first you take sannyas, then I will discuss it. And that statement we have to check, because he really discussed with Grihastas, many famous debates of Shankaracharya with Grihastas. So this is how it goes, degradation. Another family came and mother was crying. And what happened? Oh, I sent my boys to Manipal for studying. Oh, it's a prestigious college. They were good boys till they went to the college. Just see. So Vedic concept of education means developing good qualities. That's the idea, guna. That is what is looked for. And modern education is get good degree, which you learn more money. There's a big difference. Anyway, he's laughing like anything over fresh from the college. Rishikesh Prabhu just came out of the college. Of course, I'm not going to tell you all the details, what is happening in the hostels and colleges. But idea is that in the name of knowledge, in the name of education, they propagate ignorance. The better they don't have the college, better to stop such education. This is what Prabhupada said. Better let them remain uneducated. Okay, so this is one explanation. Okay, here, Prabhupada says like this. Of the different classes of men, karmis, jnanis and yogis, the karmis are those who are engaged in activities of sense gratification. Who are those karmis? 99% of the people are engaged in activities of sense gratification under the flags of industrialism, economic development, altruism, political activism, and so on. All these activities are more or less based on satisfaction of the senses, to the exclusion of the kind of God consciousness described in the first mantra. So here you go. Is it not industrialism good? Ask Narendra Modi. Make India progress. No, what is the progress? Progress means economic progress. That's what he thinks, correct? Economy, no? They brought Nehru to the Srirangam, and they show him beautiful Srirangam temple, huge temple. And he went peacefully looking all the deities, all the beautiful mandapams and worship. And then after that he say, great, what a place, amazing, such a space. Take all the murti and put them in one room and make factory here. That was his comment. You see that? The pujaris, they didn't call him second time to visit the temple. No? It's a really bad, the way. Why? Industrialization before spiritualization. That was the mantra. Make India progress. But progress in what? Progress in what? Progress spiritually. Progress in human goal of life. That is the progress. So here, 99.9% of people are engaged in all these things. And people think, that's it, that's what we have to do. It's good, it's required. How do you live? This is life, no? First, how to earn money. Good education is required, no? You should live comfortable life. You should have nice flat, nice car, nice phone, nice dress, correct? This is all required. And there's so much preached. And everybody is full of it, and they're showing off also. We are doing this, we are doing that, we are doing this, we are doing that. But they're all ignorance. Nothing to do with God, nothing to do with God consciousness, nothing to do with God. Renunciation. Renunciation. This is something from the storybooks. What renunciation means? Renunciation only when you have to do. Forced one, no? Shankaracharya explains bhoga tyaga. When you're so much enjoying, so much, you're into sense gratification, you can't do it anymore. No? They say, okay, I'll not drink anymore. That is a bhoga tyaga. That is a tyaga of 35 seconds, you know, correct? Till you get back into the form. This type of renunciation, you know. They don't get it. They don't, because it's not preached anywhere. Previously you have a joint family, you have grandmothers, amazing gurus. They would just tell the story to pacify children, but the only story they knew were stories from Mahabharata, Ramayana, Puranas. They didn't know other stories. And even they knew other stories, maybe some other moral stories, like that. Now grandmother and grandchildren are watching TV together. Correct? What do they teach them? Now they teach them how to use the remote control. That's what the grandmother teaches now. And therefore nobody respects them. They are not respected, elder people. They are not respected. Previously there was automatic respect because they had renunciation, wisdom, experience in life. And they were, really giving good advice in life. When trouble comes, they could console you, they could pacify you, they could give you guidance. Look, everything is temporary, karma is like this. Anyway, cloud comes and goes. It's not permanent. Even bad things are not permanent. Soul is there, God is there, don't worry. They will preach to you, Now, grandson comes and says, foolish grandmother, you don't know how to use cell phone, I'll show you. And grandmother doesn't know really, She doesn't know. So, and then children will not have respect. Correct? Watching TV together, that's not really the job of grandmother. She should impart knowledge. She should teach. And by the way, where are the grandmothers? When the families are split, there's no more joint family either. Parents are in one city, children are in another city, and then in the city itself, they're going, father one side on the job, children another side in the school, hardly they meet. Everything is ruined, split. When baby is sick, what do parents? They go to Google and the child crying. What's the problem? Problem is you have no grandmother nearby. That's the problem. Problem is you have no joint family. That's your problem. Yeah, old age home. They send them old age home. Thank you for your love and affection. We'll arrange the best old age home for you. So all these things are happening. So Prabhupada said, these are all worse than not doing it. Because they are preaching to us, they are propagating, they are really into it, advertising it. Industrialism is important, economy we have to put together, this is important, that is important, no? Remember Srila Prabhupada when he met Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Ṭhākura, he immediately asked him, you're a young man, why don't you preach the cult of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? But India is not independent. Prabhupada protested. First we have to get independence, then we can do whatever we want to do, then we'll practice. And Bhaktivedanta, no, this is secondary. Independence means what? First you control your mind and senses. Be free from Maya, that is independence. He said no. Not that any material condition to practice bhakti. No, he rejected. What is real freedom? No? To control mind and the senses, to be free from Maya. That is real freedom. So Srila Prabhupada said, in the language of Bhagavad Gita 7:15, people who are engaged in gross sense gratification are mudhas, asses. The ass is a symbol of stupidity. Those who simply engage in profitless pursuit of sense gratification are worshipping avidya, according to Sri Isopanisad. So all our advancement, all our technology, all our schemes, what did Prabhupada say? asses. Profitless. Why profitless? Because all these activities in time of death, gone. They don't give you phalam. They don't give you really benefit. And those who play the role of helping this sort of civilization in the name of educational advancement are actually doing more harm than those who are on the platform of gross sense gratification. See that? Because really, they convince you, they ruin you, they advertise it, they propagate it. Huh? How many times you heard in India they tell us, why you are building temples? Build some college, school, hospital. Huh? What is the use of so many temples are there? Huh? How many times you heard that argument? No? So what would you say? What do you say when they tell you that build a school? Okay, we'll give donation. Huh? What would you say?
It's just a temporary service which you do to save people. But temple, if you go to temple, you preach and give them permanent happiness and permanent solution to get
Right.
happiness.
Okay, good answer. So the advancement of learning by a godless people is as dangerous as valuable jewel on the hood of the cobra. A cobra decorated with valuable jewel is more dangerous than one not decorated, because that one is attractive. Oh, jewel is there. Put your hand, and cobra, and gone. You're gone. So that's exactly what it is. They're advertising. You'll be happy. Come to IIT college, you will be happy. Come to Manipal University, you will be happy. No, you will be happy only in VIT. You will be happy only you get degree. Only when you run your own business. Forget working for others. Then you will be happy. Only if you do this, only if you do that. They're all bogus advertisement, cheating us, alluring us, bewildering us, attracting us to the Maya. No? So, advancement of learning by godless people is as dangerous, but even more dangerous that one decorated. No, even more dangerous are those people who propagate it as a something beautiful, as a something attractive, as something beneficial, like that. In Hari Bhakti Suhodaya, the advancement of education by godless people is compared to decoration of a dead body. In India, as in many other countries, some people follow the custom of leading procession with decorated dead body for the pleasure of lamenting relatives. In the same way, modern civilization is look at this sentence. Modern civilization is patchwork of activities meant to cover the perpetual miseries of material existence. You can write book on this sentence. Look at this one. What is modern civilization? What is our advancement? It's a patch-up work. Why patch-up work? I have problems. We have adhyatmika, adhibadika, adhidavika problems, no? So, we have a solution. I have heart problem. We have plastic hearts. You can print your own heart nowadays. They have these printers, Correct? You see? Patching up, You have what else? How you want to go far away? Okay, we have super cars, fast cars, We'll send you. And then anything. Look at this. Any disease, there is patch-up work. Any problem, we have better roads. We have a better, communication. We have a better phones. We have better internet connection, Very soon, internet free. And all this, all these things. But what is it? Is when it's cold, we have heaters. When it's cold, we have when it's hot, we have coolers. Correct? Why? What we are doing? We are patching up. We are just patching up. When we have problems, we are trying to solve the problem. We have one problem, another. And then one problem, solution to one problem, creates another problem. No? Now, we were in Singapore, and that time they were advertising so much this air moisturers, steamers for the air. Why? Because it's so hot there. Every single office, everybody has an air condition, but they dry the air. No? And then you get sick. There's sinus problem, headaches, there's so many problems, lungs problem, this, that. Then advertise came, moisture the air. Then after moisturing there for a few years, again some other problem came, Then say, this moisture is better than that moisture, because that one caused this problem, that problem. And it just goes on. Why not just open the door and breathe whatever God has given you? Adjust. What will people do previously when it's hot in India? They will sit under tamarind tree, under the neem tree, correct? Under the mango tree. Nobody sleeps under the jackfruit tree. That's for sure. So, what they will do? How they will work? They would not work. They would work morning, they would work in the evening. They were more intelligent. Now we have current, so you work you can work nighttime also. Because we have current. We provided facility. Now as you work at night also. What is that called? Night call center.
24/7.
What?
24/7.
24/7. 24/7. It kills you, But now we are so advanced. So all these things. So Prabhupada explained that all such activities are aimed towards sense gratification. But above senses is the mind, above mind is intelligence, above intelligence is the soul. What is the shloka? Say it full. Okay, so here you go. Thus, the aim of real education should be self-realization, realization of spiritual values of the soul. This is the aim of real education. This is something beneficial for us. And this is learned man, you see, modern technology. All right. So, this is what Prabhupada says. Any education which does not lead to such realization must be considered avidya, nescience. And to culture such nescience means to go down to the darkest region of ignorance. Why darkest region of ignorance? Because you have to take birth again. You have to take birth again. And again and again. So this is the problem. Here, Prabhupada quotes Bhagavad Gita. According to Bhagavad Gita, mistaken mundane educators are known as Veda, Vada, Ratha and Maya Pahrita Jnana. So here, the Veda, Vada, Ratha who are those? Yaimam pushpitam vacham pravadantya vipaschita Veda, Vada, Ratha, Partha Nanyad Asti iti vadinaha. What do they do? Men of small knowledge are very much attracted to the flowery words of the Vedas, which recommend various fruitive activities for elevation to heavenly planets, result in good birth, power, and so forth. Being desirous of sense gratification and opulent life, they say that there is nothing more than this. So here, now another point of that vidya is more dangerous than avidya, is that people who propagate that karma kanda portion of Vedas, those pushpitam vacham, those flowery language of Vedas. Why flowery language? Because they offer material benefit, so it's attractive. You want a son, do this yagya. It's amazing, actually. They said, you want son with white complexion, you have to cook sweet rice and overcook it. The rice should be overcooked, and then you offer in the yagya. And if you want son with strong body and little darker complexion, the rice should be little uncooked. To such a details, tuning in, You want good wife, do this. You want beautiful wife, do this. You want chaste wife, do this. You beautiful chaste wife, you have to do a lot of things. You want wealth, you want fame, so many things are prescribed. So people are bewildered. Na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim kavitam. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, na dhanam, I do not desire wealth. Na janam, I don't want followers like wife, children, family members or disciples. Na sundarim kavitam, I don't want these flowery words. Kavitam means poetry. Sundari kavitam means flowery words of Vedas. I don't want any karma kanda. I don't want any material benefit. So, here, they are condemned for that. And now, this is the problem. Who are preaching this? So far, Prabhupada condemned the modern civilization. Atheists are preaching money, economy, progress, industrialism. Okay, so you understand, they are karmas, they have no. Now, Vedic Pandits are teaching. Worship this demigod, worship that demigod, do this puja, do that puja. We met a famous local Yajurvedic Pandit. It's a big Agnihotri, very famous. And I'll not mention his name, Mr. Natarajan. And we ask him that, oh, you study Ayurveda from childhood, the Shringeri Gurukul. All right. So what is the goal of Vedas? Goal of Vedas, many, many, many goals. This is Karma Kandi speaking. Many, many goals. What do you want? So Prabhupada says, Vedas are like Kalpavriksha, like desire trees. Whatever you want, you will find there. You see, what is the goal of Vedas? Vedascha sarver aham eva vedyo. Krishna says, I am the goal of Vedas. To realize God, that's the goal of Vedas. But if you read this Karma Kanda portion of Vedas, you will be bewildered. And they do it, and people get money. People get what they desire. And so they got the faith in it. They believe in it. So they propagate it. So they are more dangerous than these materialistic people. Because in the name, people say, okay, I'll not follow this material education. I'll go to Vedic Pandits, they will teach me, And they teach Karma Kanda. They say that goal is enjoyment. But they are more clever. America, it's not so. Swarga Loka. Become Indra. What is that? Aishwarya Rai. Ramba is there, Menaka is there. There are so many, opportunities. Vimanas are there. No disease, no old age. They skip that portion, that death is there. So, you see, this is what they do. So, in the purport, Prabhupada explains this. People in general are not very intelligent, and due to their ignorance, they are most attached to the fruitive activities recommended in Karma Kanda portions of the Vedas. They do not want anything more than sense gratificatory proposals for enjoying life in heaven, where wine and women are available and material opulence is very common. Just plain, straight, no? Who is interested in women and wine? Shudras. That is what is explained. What is it? Kali Yuga? Kalo Shudra Sambhava. Janame Jayate Shudra. By birth in Kali Yuga, everyone is Shudra. This propensity is there. And they are preaching, they are offering this. No? So in the Vedas, many sacrifices are recommended for elevation to heavenly planets, especially Jyotishtoma sacrifice. In fact, it is stated that anyone desiring elevation to heavenly planets must perform these sacrifices, and man with poor fund of knowledge think that this is the whole purpose of Vedic wisdom. How to be happy? They ask Prabhupada, what is the goal of life? To be happy. But not in this way, not by material sense gratification. Okay. So, here, as fools are attached to the flowers of poisonous trees without knowing the result of such attractions, unenlightened men are similarly attracted by such heavenly opulence and the sense enjoyment thereof. No? So, you can see, even in India, so many people, they go to heavenly planets. USA. They want green visa and they think, that's it. If I go to America, heavenly planets. Correct? So many. But what happens to them there? Most of them, they become spoiled. Most of them. Right in the first flight, they serve a little bit of some beer or some wine for free. And because it's for free, it's free. So just try a little bit because it's free. Okay? And then degrade themselves. Many people start eating meat, dressing in karmi way, and become sensual, degraded. Correct? And they also, after some time, believe, India is bad, India is poor, India is undeveloped. No? But India is only developed because it's only spiritual life available in India nowadays. That's really development of the human civilization. So there's a beautiful purport, but I will skip a little bit because we want to really go to that Prabhupada's purport on the Isopanisad. Okay? So those who are Vedāvāda oppose themselves very learned in Vedic literature, but unfortunately they are completely diverted from the purpose of Vedas. In Gita 5.15 it said that the purpose of Vedas is to know personality of Godhead, but these Vedāvāda men are not at all interested in personality of Godhead. On the contrary, they are fascinated by such fruitful results as the attainment of heaven. So here, Prabhupada clarifies. Then what is the goal of Vedas? What is this all about? As stated in Mantra 1, one should know that personality of God is the proprietor of everything and that we must be satisfied with our allotted portion of necessities of life. The purpose of all Vedic literature is to awaken this God consciousness in the forgetful living being, and the same purpose is presented in various ways in different scriptures of the world. Hear that? Same way is presented in various scriptures of the world for the understanding of foolish mankind. Thus, the ultimate purpose of all religion is to bring one back to Godhead. Very clear. This is the knowledge. This is to be taught in the schools, and this will give good result. This is the purpose of religion. This is the purpose of education. This is the purpose of life. Okay. But what do? The Vedāvada people, instead of realizing the purpose of Vedas is to revive the forgetful soul's lost relation with personality of Godhead, they take it for granted that such side issues as the attainment of heavenly pleasure for sense gratification, the lust for which causes their material bondage in the first place, are the ultimate end of the Vedas. No? Complete opposite. That which binds us, they think that is the goal. That's unfortunate situation. Such people misguide others by misinterpreting the Vedic literature. Okay. This is what they do. They misinterpret. No? Well, we say, for example, what they say, if you worship Krishna, Krishna plays the flute, he blow off all your wealth. Just see the statement. Yeah? So people are discouraged. Oh, I should not keep Krishna's photo in the house. If you keep Krishna's photo in the house with Arjuna as Parthasarathi, Kurukshetra will start at the home. No? They can keep photo of film stars, no problem. They keep photo of donkeys, no problem. They can keep photo of cats and dogs, no problem. Krishna's photo is the problem. Just see how they're misguiding, And as if they learn, as they learn it, as if they know what is the purpose of Vedas. See, Krishna plays the flute. How do you know, Raska? He's from Vedas, no? You are quoting Vedas, no? And criticizing Krishna. You see what they do. This is a big problem. Then here, what do they do next? Sometimes they even condemn Puranas, which are authentic Vedic explanation for laymen. Okay? The Vedāvada give their own explanation of Vedas, neglecting authority of great teachers, acharyas. Then they go on speaking. Our Puranas written later, actually Shrutis are only there because Karma Kandas, they really depend on Vedas for their rituals. So they say, no, Samhitas of Vedas, Brahman, these are very important. These Puranas came later. These are mythological. So many things, they would say. They would criticize to protect themselves, to establish themselves. And they goes on giving their own explanation of the Vedas. They also tend to raise some unscrupulous person from among themselves and present him as the leading exponent of Vedic knowledge. No? They have their own gurus, their own parampara they establish. Okay. Such Vedāvada are especially condemned in this mantra by the very appropriate Sanskrit words. Vidyāyam Rataha. Vidyāyam refers to the study of Vedas because the Vedas are the origin of all knowledge, Vidya. And Rataha means those engaged. Vidyāyam Rata thus means those engaged in study of Vedas. The so-called students of the Vedas are condemned here because they are ignorant of the actual purpose of the Vedas on account of their disbelieving in acharyas. Such disobeying the acharyas. Such Vedāvada search out meanings in every word of Vedas to suit their own purpose. We heard that before, no? We heard that before. Even this Muslim preacher went on quoting Vedas whenever suited him, no? Arda Kukurikana. They do not know that the Vedic literature is a collection of extraordinary books that can be understood only through the chain of disciplic succession. Correct? So then, we preach. There are four bona fide sampradayas, 4 authorized school. We have shloka from Padma Purana to confirm this. And then they come with their own parampara. And you will see, they give names of the gurus and disciple and guru disciple. They keep parampara for hundreds of years. But it's not attached to Krishna anywhere. No. And this is a big problem. And the common man comes, oh, we should learn from guru in guru parampara. Okay. So they pull up photo of some other gurus from some other parampara. And you see, we are also following guru parampara. What is the problem? They confuse people. They preach around. Yeah? Now Prabhupada explained that one must approach bona fide spiritual master in order to understand the Vedas. What is it? Mundaka Upanishad, anybody knows? Tadvijnanam Sagurum eva bhikachet Samipani Shrotriyam Brahmanishta. And what that means? One should approach a guru. Samipani means you collect the firewood for the yajnas. Means you serve him. Shrotriyam means what? Shrotriyam means Shruti. You hear the Vedas. You learn from him. What he can teach you what? Brahmanishta, because he is situated in Brahman. No? So here, these Vedavadaratas people, however, have their own acharyas who are not in chain of transcendental succession. Thus, they progress into the darkest region of ignorance by misinterpreting the Vedic literature. So, misinterpretation is what is the problem. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that Shrutis to Shabda Mula Tvat. Shrutis will reveal the Lord. But take it as it is. Don't misinterpret. If you go on giving your own commentaries, you're twisting the original meaning. And then the purpose is lost. The power is lost, and you are not going to succeed in getting the goal of life or understanding the God. They fall even further in ignorance than those who have no knowledge of the Vedas at all. Correct? So this we can see that if common man does some mess, some scandal, somebody does some illicit sex, so he's condemned by society. Still in India, it's condemned. And it's bad. But if some Swamiji does it, no? If somebody in Saffron does it, big problem, big scandal, correct? So same thing. There are people who are materialistic. They are propagating. Money is the goal of life. Enjoyment of senses is goal of life. They are condemned. They are useless. But then you have fellow in Vedic dress with tilak doing puja and propagating also. Money is the goal of life. Enjoyment is goal of life. No need to worship God. No need to surrender to God. Why Krishna? So many gods are there. All these things are going on. All these things are going on in the name of the Vedas. How many bogus gurus we have in India? We can export them all over the world. We can do export business here. Yeah? Unauthorized people, just on their own. So many. You just read the introduction to one book of one big Guruji. He said, I was working in the company and one day I realized, actually I'm Brahman. And then I read different books of spiritual. It attracted me immediately. So I read this book, I read Vedanta Sutra. Then I realized, no, I have to write my own book because only your own realization leads you to the perfection. Correct? So his introduction of the book, he admits that I did not get knowledge from Guru. Even if I read from authorized book, I misinterpreted. And now I'm going to write my own speculation for the benefit of all fools who are going to follow him, He admits what Prabhupada said. This is not our knowledge. This is not my knowledge. This knowledge comes from Guru Parampara. It comes from perfect source. It comes from Krishna. We don't add anything. We don't extract anything. We do not change anything. Our knowledge is perfect. It comes from perfect source. Prabhupada says, Mudas, rascals. I do not say. Krishna says, what can I do? He didn't claim anything or any success in this. He said, this is all blessings of my Guru. This is bona fide Guru. This is the bona fide teacher. This is how we should learn. But not that they really, really messed it up. They speculate like anything. They think anybody can give comment on God. Once we came in front of one Ganapati temple and we had a simple questionnaire. Have you read Bhagavad Gita? What is the purpose of Bhagavad Gita? That's all. 2 questions. Simple, brief, So, 100 people we took, 100. And we will see what is the situation in India. We want to know how many people read Gita and how many people understand, But something else happened, an amazing phenomenon. Of 100 people, 60 people say that did not read Gita. But all 60 wrote what is the essence of Gita. Amazing there, huh? They admit, have you read Gita? No. What is the essence? And one man asks, can I get extra paper? One paper not enough, he wants to write more, He never read it, never heard it, never approached the Guru. But Guruji, he knows himself, correct? No? If 2 of us, we go now to the hospital and somebody has to go to the surgery and doctor asks us advice. Are you doctors? No. Can you advise me on surgery? Sure. Fools we are and rascals, We'll kill the man. We'll kill him. Correct? And fool is one who asks advice from such a people, No? We thought very simple. You read, yes, no, and then if you read, we didn't put that. If you read, if yes, then you write, But, it was just everybody wrote. It's amazing, We're not fools if we go in front of the doctor and discuss. You should do like this. Don't cut. Why you want to cut people? That's not good, Better keep him like this. Man will be uncut, but leave the body, All these things. Okay. Now another class of people, Prabhupada say. One are these Vedāvāda who are in the name of Vidya, propagating avidya actually. And second, Maya Pahrita Jnana. Class of men are self-made gods. You heard about that one? In India we are very familiar with this, self-made gods. Such men think that they themselves are God and that there is no need of worshipping any other god. This is very good one, huh? There is that, what is his name? I should not tell in the public all the names, no? Who had a nice video published with the film star rolling in the bed, Swamiji, and then after that he introduced in his ashramas, they made his own murtis. You can buy his own murti. He's alive, still they made his own murti, to worship. Just see this impudence, just see this arrogance and ignorance. How dare he? And why people go to him? They think he's a Vedic preacher, he's some Swamiji, he's some Panditji. Correct? And then when they criticize him, why you are speaking, you are God? Then he changed the title of his lectures. Next time when he came to the city, big banners were there. I didn't come to tell you I am God. I came to teach you, you are God. So it's kind of, you are God. If you are God, then obviously I am God who is teaching that you are God. No? Bogus people, no? They will agree to worship an ordinary man if he happens to be rich, but they will never worship the personality of Godhead. Okay? Maya Pahrita Jnana. Such men, unable to recognize their own foolishness, never consider how is it that God can be entrapped by Maya, his own illusory energy. So Prabhupada is challenging. You are God, and then why you are in Maya? No? Then, because if you are God, why you came at one point of time you realize? God they have no point of time to realize because he is always self-realized. No? If God were ever entrapped by Maya, Maya would be more powerful than God. Such men say that God is all-powerful, but they do not consider that if he is all-powerful, there is no possibility of his being overpowered by Maya. These self-made gods cannot answer all these questions very clearly. They are simply satisfied to have become God themselves. That's all. We had a program. There was one Mayavadi came, impersonalist, to Namakkal, and he had a program teaching Bhagavad Gita. And they are experts, these Mayavadis. Fellow spoke, for 3 days on Gita, 1.5 hour each day. Never mentioned Krishna. Never mentioned bhakti. Never mentioned devotion. Never mentioned surrender. I mean, you have to do conscious endeavor to avoid these terms. You speak on Gita, and you don't mention anything of devotion, Really, he studied well, And then, one of our devotees was there. Madhav Chaitanya Prabhu went there. And the old man, bald head, little grey hair here is not growing anymore. And he was speaking. Aham Brahmasmi, Tattvamasi, Soham. So what? Soham, so what? What's the point? Point is he's speaking, I'm God, you are God, all these things. So this, our devotee raised hand and he said, Sir, if I understood well your lecture, you said that you are God. And then sir, you also. Like pacifying. So our devotee said, no, I am very clear, I am not God. Very clear. I am in Maya, I am bewildered, I am ignorant, I am suffering, I am feeling pain, I am in ignorance, I have no knowledge, I am completely under the laws of nature, I am going to die. But if I heard you clearly, several times you say you are God. No, you also, but you have to realize it. So, okay, forget, I may realize or not realizing, but you say you are God. Are you saying you are our Rama? Are you saying you are our Krishna? Then commotion, tension. Now they already, press cooker is doing first whistle, Oh, some tension here. So organizer immediately looking, you behave properly, sit down. No, wait a minute. He is speaking to all of us, there are some 300 people there. He is saying, he is Krishna, he is Rama. How many people believe he is our Krishna? Krishna ji, so tell us 700 shloka Gita. Kya hua? Bhul gaya? You forgot, no? What happened? 700 shloka, you can't remember anymore, And then, then I organized, no more questions today. And they said, no, why? If you want to disturb, go out of this. If you don't want to hear, you won't go out. So then the Mother Chaitanya took mic and he said, okay, I'm going out. And all people who do not believe that this man is Krishna, that is Ram, they should also go out. More than half people left. Because it was really, he caught him, Never they came anymore to Namakkal, And another one we challenged, that Teju Mayananda fellow who also, spoke like that. And 2 devotees went there and challenged him. First day, second day they banned the questions, and third day they banned them coming up with the program at all. So and he also never came to Salem anymore. They speak, but they want to avoid Krishna. They want to take position of Krishna like that. God, I'm God, you are God. Okay, so here, these are the Prabhupada's purport, some points from Prabhupada's purport. Now, we know that in this, Prabhupada many times spoke of this. Many times he discussed this point. So some from some other purports, I'll read. Here, therefore, one who is not situated in principles of devotional service to the Lord should not pose himself as religious leader of the innocent public. The Isopanisad emphatically forbids this nonsense. A person in ignorance of the principles of religion, who therefore does nothing in the matter of religion, is far better than a person who misguides others in the name of religion, without reference to factual religious principles of devotional service. This is another one. You see, we have, who are these? The worse than avidya is vidya, so-called vidya. Who are those? First one are those who propagate material education, advancement, material sense gratification. Correct? Then second ones? Vedāvāṣaṇa, who are in the name of Vedas propagating material advancement. Third one are self-manifested gods. Fourth one, religious leaders who are not really teaching real religion. No? Fellow can say, we are from ISKCON. And you? I also have a guru. Oh, very good. So what do you follow? Oh, guru, very merciful. No need to follow anything. These are wars because it cheats man. Man thinks, I'm also spiritual. I also have a guru. But they are actually cheated. They are cheated by the guru. They asked that Guruji, I'll not tell name, that Shri Ravi Shankar. And they asked him on Twitter, it's right there for the public available. No? Guruji, Gurudev, what is the goal of life? And what Guruji should say? What Guruji should say? What would Prabhupada say? Goal of life is to develop love for God, to surrender to God, to love Krishna, to understand Krishna, to serve Krishna, to go home back to Godhead. Correct? By chanting his names. This is our answer. What did he say? Put on paper what is not goal of life, and last thing which remains, this is the goal of life. Is it practical? What kind of answer is this? It's not from Shastra. It's not from... So what he wrote on the Twitter, who was following up that, he said, Swamiji, where do you get this knowledge from? And he replies, whatever you get today is freshly baked. He admits, whatever you get today, freshly baked. Means he manufactured it on the spot, freshly baked. You see that? And somebody writes, Jai Gurudev. Just see. Another boy is writing, Guruji, I have very dark complexion of body. So everybody is teasing me. What shall I do? How do I become fair-skinned? And the Guruji replies, make your life colorful. You see how they juggling with words and people are so impressed. This is what's going on. This is what's going on. Better not to be Guru. Better not to have... Because people are confused. How many followers they took? And people won't go, why don't you come to them? Already I'm going to this place. You see? Already I have a Guru. Correct? How many people are treated like this? Then they attract people with philanthropic works. In our institution, we are feeding poor, we are helping, we are doing so many good things, we are planting the trees, we have a tribal medical relief camp. What else? So many things. We are giving shoes to the people. We are giving books to the children. We are giving medicines. We are so many things. They are attracting, and people think, oh, they are they are good people. Because good, they think in material aspect good. They do not know what is really good. They do not know the soul. They do not know the God. So they do not know what is real benefit. So all these bogus gurus can cheat people in the name of social welfare service. Because people cannot discriminate what is spiritual, what is material. They can't discriminate. They cannot understand. So these are Prabhupada's comments. Okay, here, another purpose. Vidya and avidya are very nicely described in Isopanisad. It is said that sometimes due to avidya or a poor fund of knowledge, one accepts the absolute truth as ultimately impersonal. Okay, now we have to another group. But in fact, the impersonal and personal realization develop in proportion to the development of devotional service. The more we develop our devotional service, the more closely we approach absolute truth, which is in the beginning, when we realize absolute truth, from distant place, manifest as impersonal. Here, so Prabhupada says, people in general who are under the influence of avidya shakti or maya have neither knowledge nor devotion. Okay. But when person who is little advanced and is therefore called jnani advances even more, he is in category of jnana mishra bhakta, or a devotee who love is mixed with empiric knowledge. Okay, gradual process Prabhupada gives. When he is still further advanced, he can realize that absolute truth is person with multi-energies. Then further, as an advanced devotee can understand Lord and his creative energy, as soon as one accepts the creative energy of the absolute truth, the six opulences of Supreme Personality Godhead are also understood. Then, devotees who are still further advanced in full knowledge can understand the transcendental pastimes of the Lord. Only on that platform can one fully enjoy transcendental bliss. And then Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur gives that example. At the beginning, you may get some impersonal realization, just like you're seeing the city from a distance. But when you come closer, as soon as you enter city, you see various paths, gardens, lakes, marketplaces, shops, persons buying. So all these varieties are there. When a person actually enters the city and person sees activities of the city, he becomes satisfied. So Prabhupada explained this gradual process. But problem is, people at the beginning, they realize that this material sense enjoyment, this is something low class, this is temporary, this is maya. So then I should go for spiritual. What is spiritual? Impersonal. Brahman, Brahmajyoti, Avyakta, Arupa, Nirakar. Correct? And then, problem is, they think that's the ultimate realization of God. And they go on arguing, they go on talking against Krishna, against deity worship, against Mahamantra. that another Swamiji was asked that what do you say about chanting this Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. The time pass, you chant Hare Krishna. This is what he said. Offensive, it's very offensive. Very offensive. No? Then he said another thing. It was recorded. Later on, they deleted it from his lectures. They didn't publish this question and answer portion. He said that Rama is excellent character. But Krishna, would you like to have Krishna as your neighbor? This is rascal, and he is a sannyasi. How is it possible? You see? Very offensive. They're very offensive. This is very offensive what he speaks. Shastras recommends Hare Nam, Eva Kevalam. And he is telling time pass. Well, you are going to pass your time in material world, that's for sure, in different species of life after offending the holy name. And Krishna was, ultimately there is no form. Ultimately there is no. Why? Poor fount of knowledge, no? Okay, here. Now, okay, you should guess, who are these? Prabhupada say. Another group is there of Vedāvāda. Deity worship in the temple has been in existence since the beginnings of Vedic culture. There is a class of men described in Bhagavad Gita as Vedāvāda. They believe only in Vedic ritualistic ceremonies, but not in temple worship. They build a temple, and instead of altar there is Yagya Kunda there. There is no Murti. You don't know, in South India they do not know. You know whom Prabhupada is speaking. Arya Samaj, yeah. Arya Samaj, you know. Such foolish people may here take note that although this marriage of Krishna and Rukmini took place 5,000 years ago, there were arrangements for temple worship. Prabhupada is pinching them. You see, even 5,000 years ago, there was no, when Vedas were there was only Yagyas. These Puranas, they brought this. They don't accept Puranas, they don't accept deity worship. But they accept Vedas. You see that? So another group, no? Okay, here. Anyone who follows in footsteps of recognized devotees such as Lord Brahma, Shiva, Kumaras, Manu, Kapil, King Prahlad, King Janak, Shukadeva Goswami, Yamaraj, and their followers in the cyclic succession very easily finds the door of liberation open. On the other hand, those who are not devotees but engage in uncertain process of self-realization. Look at this, uncertain process of self-realization. What is that uncertain process? Jnana, yoga, karma are understood to still be contaminated. Such contaminated person, although apparently advanced in self-realization, cannot liberate even themselves, what to speak of those who follow them. Such non-devotees are compared to chained animals, for they are not able to go beyond the jurisdiction of the formalities of certain type of faith. You see this one, what a comment, you know? Because they see, this is the rule, we should not, this is the rule, we should follow the rules. Rules are more important than the goal. They forgot what's the goal because of the rule. No? Who are those? How you say rule? Huh? You said, I didn't say smarta, you said smarta. Okay. Why the Smriti therefore? And more important follow rule than the clear idea what is the goal, you know. No? Fellow is criticizing us, a smarta Brahmin. He said, look at these Hare Krishnas. They chant Vedic mantras publicly. Second thing, they are chanting in the shoes. I saw him, this fellow, going up and down the street with Japamala. Shoes he's wearing, chanting Veda mantras. A fellow, you are not wearing shoes, but you're not chanting also. With shoes, without shoes, you're not chanting at all, you know. Correct? Are shoes more powerful than holy name, you know? The shoes are so dirty that holy name cannot purify, you know. Okay, Vedic mantra should not be chanted in the shoes. But Shastra says, anytime, any place, any circumstance. What is that shloka? Nam namakari bahuda nija sarva shaktis. Tatar prita niyamita smaranena kala. No rules, regulation for chanting. Most contaminated time is dead body is most contaminated thing in the world. And that in time of death you should chant. Correct? Remember Chaitanya Mahaprabhu going toilet, bathroom. This cow is devotee. She came for Isopanisad class. It's amazing. You see? He's a philosopher. She was maybe Jnani in previous life. So, the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to answer the call of nature, and then he was chanting, his tongue could not stop. So then Gopala Guru, a small boy, instructed, yes, this is proper. We should never, no circumstance that one should stop chanting. Even there is a song of one of the dasas, I don't know, is it Purandara Dasa or Kanaka Dasa, from Madhvas I've heard. He sang one song, our Ramana, he sang a song. He said, while eating, while walking, while sleeping, while being with your wife alone, always chant Hari's name. Just see, Actually, he said clearly, while in the bed with your wife, still you chant Hari's name. Just see how much holy name is emphasized, and these people are, commenting, why they are chanting. In the Bhagavad Gita, they are condemned as Vedavadarata. They cannot understand the Vedas, that the Vedas deal with activities on material modes of nature, goodness, passion, and ignorance. But why is it? Traigunya Vishaya Veda, Nistrayar Gunya Bhavarjuna. Go above this, because Vedas deal with Karmakanda is a material aspect and is gradually meant to purify you, to lift you up from lower modes to the higher modes. Once you are in Sattva Gunda, you may understand theoretically Vishnu is supreme. But as Lord Krishna advised Arjuna, one has to go beyond the jurisdiction and duties prescribed in the Vedas and take to Krishna consciousness, devotional service. The Lord says in Bhagavad Gita, Nistray Gunya Bhavarjuna, my dear Arjuna, try to become transcendent to the Vedic rituals. Very clear. This transcendental position beyond the Vedic ritualistic performance is devotional service. Correct? Now somebody comes and say, Prabhuji, is this temple according to Vastu? No, this temple is according to Prabhupada. It's what do you do? What do you do? Where is the king to give me land according to Vastu? What do you do? You do our Juhu, ISKCON. You can write book how this temple is built completely against Vastu. Whatever Vastu says, completely opposite. Entrances are on wrong side, the weight is on wrong side, temple is not in the middle, approaches from the difference, everything is upside down. This is our most prosperous temple, the richest temple we have. Most people join there. So many devotees come. Most successful temple we have. Completely against Vastu. So there are rules and regulations we follow, there are rules and regulations we do not follow. Correct? Of course, one who is Uttamadhikari, he doesn't have to follow any rules, but still he will follow to teach others. Yadyad acharati shrishta tatat evetarajana. Sayat pramanam kurta. Lokas tadanvat. He has to set good example. He has to follow. No? But you see, sometimes we adjust things. In preaching, sometimes we adjust things. Correct? Look at this rule. That we came to another Madhvas meeting, and there was a class. So after the class, there were long classes, all day classes. And between two classes, somewhere around 11 o'clock, they served chai and biscuits. So two of us, we were sitting, myself and Nityanand Prabhu, so they offered us biscuits. So we said, no, thank you very much, we don't take. Why? You take something, you take. So we said, we take only prasadam. And this Madhva who was serving, he turned to another Madhva. In ISKCON, they will offer even biscuit. See, Madhvas are so strict, they will not offer the biscuit. But they would eat it. So which rule is more important? Eat only prasadam, or what is to be offered, what is not to be offered? You see what means attached to the ritual without proper understanding. No? Then why you are eating it if you cannot offer? Correct? And we told him, we offer biscuits which we make. We don't offer outside biscuits. Okay, you don't eat. And they are all eating. But they will biscuit, they will offer to Krishna. I seen cakes they are offering to Krishna. But you see, what is the principle? What you cook with love and devotion, you offer ashnami. Krishna says, I will accept. No? You see how everything contradictory. So many rules are there. No? Guru Maharaj came and he was wearing shoes. It was winter time, cold. Actually it was raining. So another family came out, strict followers of Vedic rule. So husband offered pranam immediately. Sannyasi has come, husband offered pranam. He's a pious man. So he's telling Mataji, offer pranam. No. First remove shoes, then offer pranam. This is the rule. Is like, no, you don't offer pranam to Guru when he's wearing shoes. He has to come out of shoes, then we offer pranam. So husband, oh, pranam, pranam. So now everybody is waiting, Maharaj is waiting, and no, remove shoes. So who is the Guru here? Guru has to, okay, I have to remove shoes. You see, so many rules like this, which are, bow down, Baba, Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Ṭhākura is walking on the muddy road in Mayapur. I could just say, in Mayapur road, everybody understand. Those days, there was rice fields everywhere there, no? So, just after rain, road is really muddy. And one of his Grihastha disciples just came from opposite direction. He saw Bhaktivedanta and in dirty white coat, just full Dandavad Pranam in the mud. So Bhaktivedanta Saraswati said, hey, your cloth is... No, cloth spoiled by my life perfected now. You see, very clear, full faith, no problem. No? So many things in life we've seen like this, how some rule is more important, so many, you can't tell, Another, our strict follower of Vedic culture, Brahmin, came to us. You know today Ekadashi? I said, yes, we know. You follow? I said, yeah, we follow. What do you follow? I say, no grains, no beans. I heard from Chitahari in the monkey. Good. I just wanted to remind you, today Kalashi, we have to follow. I say, good. So what you will cook? Idli dosa. Why? No, it should not be whole grain. In whole grain, Papa Purusha is there. But when you crush the grains, there's no Papa Purusha. So there is something like that in Shastra, but it's really the fifth level, the low, First one is you fast means fast, nirjal, no water, nothing. Second one is take some water. Third one is milk, buttermilk, or something uncooked, fruits, like that. Then you cook, no grains, no beans, cook some vegetables. This is fourth one. Fifth one, which our acharyas never recommended, but is there in Shastra that, You break the grain. So Papa Purusha will not reside inside, So you see how he was checking us. Are you following? Are you following? Are you? Idli dosa. That is Madhvas. Then I asked Martas, what do you do for Ekadashi? Oh, very austere. What is it? Chapatis without salt. In my family never put. My grandfather will never touch. No salt. That's all. It's so strict. You come to Shri Vaishnavas, what do? Vaikuntha Ekadashi, Puliyodarai, tamarind rice. See, how you eat Ekadashi, Puliyodarai, What is Vaikuntha Ekadashi without Puliyodarai? That was the answer, correct? How many times we went for book distribution, The big austerity for us, they're distributing Puliyodarai and you are fasting. It's really temptation. Difficult one, no? Correct? How many times we've seen this, following some rule without any meaning, correct? No? But that also not to be our duta, no rules, regulation. That ruined our preaching in India, where people already follow rules. If Western devotees come and start eating left hand, say, Prabhuji, please, you take with right hand. It's most important to eat prasadam. Yes, but in India you ruin our preaching, because even karmis they eat with right hand. So this much you should know. This much. In India you should know some culture. That otherwise ruins our preaching. So many things are there. Now where to find balance? According to time, place, circumstances. Prabhupada adjusted so many things. He allowed Matajis to join ashram. In the West, he allowed full-time ladies to join. Prabhupada said, because of that I was successful. No? But in India still we don't have, not even one temple has Mataji ashram. Does not exist. It's not accepted. It's not accepted from both parties, outside and inside parties. Neither from us, neither from public. So Prabhupada did some adjustment according to time, place, circumstances, but he did not adjust on principles of pure bhakti. There was no adjustment on that one. There was no adjustment. Then Prabhupada explained, they are so independent, these ladies in the West. They brought up like the men. So I had to give them shelter. They are approaching, I had to give them shelter. No? But slowly, whoever joined, slowly Prabhupada, one by one, got them married. Not that he given sannyas to the ladies. Lo and behold, one of his disciples, Kirtananda Swami, he started giving sannyas to the ladies. He thought he's more broad-minded, but he was not successful. It didn't work. Simply did not work. So, okay, we have to go through briefly to the commentaries of Acharyas. Is that okay? Shall we do before breakfast or after the breakfast? Whatever you like. What did you say?
Before breakfast.
Before breakfast. It's smart background. Some rules are there. Shall we take prasadam and come back, or shall we finish now? It's not much. Okay, there one more. Prabhupada called them just one. This is very nice one. There's so many. I'm skipping some of this Maya Apahrita Jnana. Look at this. Maya Apahrita Jnana. Krishna says Jnana is there. They are intelligent. Another point, scientists, philosophers, all Maya Apahrita Jnana. They are more intelligent than you and me materially. Maya Apahrita Jnana. Jnana stolen their intelligence. Not that they are not intelligent, but Maya stolen intelligence. Look at this. Humble sage, by virtue of true knowledge, sees with equal vision learned gentle brahmana, cow, elephant, dog and dog eater. This is learned man, not this degree holder. Degree holder who has no tapasya and no character. Krishna says he is Maya Apahrita Jnana. His knowledge is stolen by illusion. Although he has learned so many things, nonetheless, Maya is taking away his knowledge. He's rascal, he's an animal. This is the perspective of Vedic civilization. No? This is Prabhupada. This is how Vedas describe people. Muda. Madhvācārya gives commentary. In these ways, asura namate loka, the fact of wrong knowledge leading to dark words was already mentioned. This is in previous shlokas. That is quoted in the first line of this verse to warn that if such wrong knowledge is not censored by those who have right knowledge, they'll be failing in their responsibility and will have to face the consequences. Now watch out what Madhvācārya says. That if somebody is preaching ignorance and you know they are doing something wrong and you do not object to it, censor it means you confront it, you reject it, you refute it, you have to stop it. No? You have to oppose it. If you don't do that, you get reaction for that. It is duty of learned man to tell what is right, what is wrong. Now you will see what the shloka he quotes, and it's a very amazing comment. He quotes Kurma Purana. Shloka starts like this. It's a huge shloka. I didn't type it down fully. Without doubt, the worshippers of deities other than Vishnu go to blinding darkness. Means they remain in material world. Okay. But even more so, those who do not criticize them. You see that? If demigod worship is going on and you say it's okay, you don't tell. Actually, you should worship Vishnu. Actually, you should surrender to Krishna. Actually, you should give up Devata worship. Because this is what Gita says. No? What Gita says? Antavatu phalam tesham tad bhavatya alpa medasam. Krishna says, less intelligent those who worship demigods. We have to preach. Why you want to preach? You tell about Krishna. Why you want to speak about others? All these things will happen, correct? But here, look at what Madhva says. What Madhva? Kurma Purana he is quoting. Those who worship demigods, yanti deva vrata devan, they will stay in material world. They are not going to get moksha. But if you know that there is worship of Vishnu superior to worship of demigods, and you don't preach, you don't tell them, you also going to stay in material world. See that? No? Not going to do that. You preach about Krishna, practice yourself, don't disturb others. That is disturbance to Vishnu. Okay, hear this. Those who know Narayana in his true form, free from faults, and simultaneously criticize those with false knowledge of Vishnu are the true devotees. You see that? Those who know Narayana and simultaneously criticize those with false knowledge. These are true devotees. Why? You have to tell to people both things. What is to be done, what is not to be done. Say you send your children in the school, first time walking to the school. Child has to cross the road. So, you tell him only positive thing. You see, my dear son, when you see green light, you cross the road. Correct. You don't speak about yellow light, you don't speak about red light, because you want to be positive. Correct? Boy will come there, he will see red light. Oh, what to do now? And then yellow light. Oh, and then he crosses. Because you never told me, don't cross on red light. You have to tell. When green light is there, cross. When you see red light, don't cross. Both things you have to tell. What is right, what is wrong. Then he is safe. No, be positive. Just tell positive things. Yeah, but doesn't work. You must clearly delineate what is the truth. This is truth, this is untruth. Correct? Now man came to the temple. He said, I want to see Krishna. Can we have, when is the darshan? He came 3 o'clock. I said, 4 o'clock is darshan. Okay. So, nice. He came for darshan. So, after the darshan, he came out and I want to talk to him. So I said, nice, you have come, Oh, I had to come. I want to see Sai Krishna. I said, what Sai Krishna? This is Krishna. There's no Sai anywhere around. No, I seen in Krishna, Sai Baba. I say, okay, come, we'll wash your eyes. Come, wash your face. You're not seeing properly. You see, what is the problem? I could just say, nice, you have come. Correct? Come again. But you have to tell him. No. What is what is not. You have to preach, you have to tell. You have to speak the truth. And this is what Prabhupada did. Prabhupada said, perhaps I'm the only one in India who criticizes everyone else. Everyone else means, not the Vaishnavas. He is commenting on demigod worship, on impersonalism, bogus gurus. Prabhupada said, perhaps I'm the only one in India who openly against demigod worship, against Mayavad, against impersonalism. There is a book by Giriraj Maharaj. This is called Watering the Seed. In his book, he was with Prabhupada in Bombay. He saw how Prabhupada preached in India. Straightforward, open, no compromise. Bengali gentlemen came to meet Prabhupada. And they are discussing some demigod worship. Prabhupada said, demigod worship is alpa medicine. Fools, they worship demigods. And Bengali gentlemen said, but in Bengal, everybody worship Kali. He said, fools, all fools and rascals. No? Prabhupada, just plain. You can see in conversations there. In conversation books you are reading, you can see that. Plain, like that. All of these people, fools and rascals. Krishna says, alpa medicine, less intelligent. Stick to that. They didn't give a fig. No? Swamiji, why don't you open hospital? No. Swamiji, why don't you open school? No. All temples are all schools and hospitals. These are meant for spiritual education. So many people here refuse. Every day somebody will come, some material proposals. Why don't you open medical dispensary? No. We are curing the soul. We have no time to waste with the body. So many things. So Giriraj Maharaj came to Chennai. Prabhupada sent him to preach there. So he went on preaching in Prabhupada's style. So very soon, life members who were helping him, they start complaining. Why you have to criticize others? Shankaracharya this one, this. You keep quiet, you speak about Krishna only. So many people complain. So one moment Giriraj Maharaj writes in the book, one moment I thought, maybe Krishna is sign. Because so many people tell you same thing, then you think maybe Krishna is complaining. Correct? But I heard Prabhupada speaking. So he thought, okay, I'll change the method. I'll not speak straightforward. I'll not criticize others, I'll simply speak about Krishna. I'll avoid any controversy. So he came to the one man's house to make him member. Or office, whatever. And this man heard presentation, he saw the books, he saw the form for life membership, And then he asked, but what do you think about Shankaracharya? So that Giriraj Maharaj said, oh no, it came again. So he said, you see, Shankaracharya we respect very much, his incarnation in Shiva, this, that. We worship Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says we should worship him and process his Mahamantra. This way, that way he avoided the answer. What do we think about Shankaracharya? He told, we respect him as an avatar of Shiva. But he didn't say we reject his philosophy. He kept quiet. That man said, no, I want to know, what do you think about Shankaracharya's philosophy? So then Girish Maharaj said, again, this way, that way, try to around the bushes cover up something. And then man looking, no, you tell clearly, you accept or not? Then Girish Maharaj said, forget it, Baba, life membership and everything. Look, Asat, Mayavadam, Asat Shastram, false philosophy, we don't accept. He teach false. Why he teach false? Because he say God is impersonal. God is not impersonal. God is personal. He given full dose, he really preached nicely. I thought, anyway, forget membership. He took his briefcase, put books back, just about to leave. And I say, wait, where are you going without seeing my deities, my puja room? So Guru Maharaj said, puja room, who knows what's on the altar, some candle with mirrors, who knows, some impersonalism. And then, you can't refuse people in India, they want to show you puja. Say, okay, come. He comes there, Radha Krishna on the altar. He say, I'm very happy you rejected Shankar's philosophy. Actually, we approve Vaishnavas, we worship all life Radha Krishna. So he thought, that's it. The straightforward preaching works. But still he was thinking, how it happened, He came back to his room and there was Prabhupada's letter. And Prabhupada writes in that letter, my disciples should preach as me. My guru preached without compromise. I preach without compromise. My disciples should preach without compromise. I am perhaps the only one in India who criticizes demigod worship, impersonalism, Mayavad. So I expect my disciples to follow the same. Then he read the letter, a full bliss. That's it, You see? So that's there. So you see what shloka Madhvācārya quotes, Kurma Purana, that who is real devotee? Narayana, those who know Narayana in his true form, free from faults, and simultaneously criticize those with false knowledge of Vishnu are true devotees. Śrīla Prabhupāda ki jai. Okay. By criticizing false knowledge, which is full of sorrow and ignorance, they cross over sorrow and ignorance. By knowing the complete truth, which is full of bliss and knowledge, they attain bliss and knowledge. These are commentaries. Raghavendra Tirtha, another acharya in the line, he says, avidya means wrong knowledge, but in this shloka should be taken to mean wrongly conceived the nature of God. Okay? Wrongly conceived the nature of God. Baba, there's some... So this is what it means. Now Vedānta-deśika comments here differently. He says, having already taught the cultivation of knowledge whose object is the Paramatma, endowed with wondrous energies, while performing karma as an assisting secondary activity in mantra 1 and 2, Guru in this shloka criticizes the practice of karma and jnana alone. Now he quotes immediately, he gives quotes, avidya karma samgyaya. Avidya means karma. There is a shloka later on he quotes from Vishnu Purana. So those who practice avidya, just karma. Karma means pious material activities prescribed in Vedas for material benefit, for sense gratification. So he said, those who practice for sense gratification, karma only, without knowledge, without jnana, they remain in material world. They achieve darkest regions. Okay. But those who practice jnana without karma, impersonal knowledge, without doing activities, any service to do, they go even worse place. No? So he takes it like this. Baladeva also takes it like that. So here he states that the highest goal will be achieved only by cultivating knowledge along with practice of karma, according to Varnashram. So you must know why you are doing things. Why? What is the goal of it? Why we are doing this? Not just short goals, Preya and Shreya. Prabhupada explains. No, Preya, what is dear to me, and Shreya, what is really good for me. So everybody thinks, I'll get money, I'll get this, I'll get that, we'll do this yagya, that yagya, and I will get my goal. But these are prayers, these are short-term goals. But what is the Shreya? What is the ultimate benefit? To stop repeated birth and death. That is devotional service. Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura, notice one point in that he says, when Shreya becomes prayer, that is perfection. When that what is beneficial becomes dear to, actually when we develop love for God, attachment to Krishna, when we like devotional service, that is perfection. Not that I have to do, I have to finish my rounds, I have to wake up. Nobody complains, I have to take prasad. No, that one we already, Shreya became prayer. Some realization we have. Come on, we are not completely dry speculators. Okay, so here, Vedānta-deśika says, those who perform karma, which he defines as avidya, devoid of jnana, only for material benefit, karma, artha, dharma, without moksha, enter into very dense ignorance. Means they have to take birth again, as simple as that. So he quotes, avidya karma samgyānya tritiya shakti ruchyate, famous Vishnu Purana shloka. Here, avidya is equated with karma. Mundaka Upanishad said, even the best kind of karmic sacrifice, carefully performed with 18 priests, are unreliable boats for crossing the ocean of material existence. Those deluded souls who take to materialistic forms of sacrifice, thinking that they lead to the highest spiritual gain, are fools who suffer again and again the miseries of birth, death, old age, and disease. So this is what the shloka says. Why avidya will lead us to darkness? Because by practicing a karma kanda, it's material benefit. You're going to stay in material world. And then there is another Mundaka Upanishad shloka. Deep in the darkness of ignorance, those fool things, we have reached the goal. Being attached to karmic religions, they fail to understand the truth. After their piety is exhausted, they fall down to repeated birth and death. Correct? Kshine punye martya lokam vishanti. Once they go to heaven, all right, and then what? Once the punya is exhausted, you come down. Mrityu loka, come back to the material. So you are not coming out of material, therefore fools. Here, so this is the shloka and the translation. When they have thus enjoyed West heavenly sense pleasure, result of their pious activities exhausted, they return to this mortal planet again. Thus, those who seek sense enjoyment by adhering to principles of 3 Vedas achieve only repeated birth and death. That's what they achieve, repeated birth and death. Those who engage only in dhyana, now Vedānta-deśika explains, giving up karmas suitable for their qualifications, enter into even greater ignorance than those who do karma alone. Why is like that? You see, you must understand, the world was working on Varnashram principles. There were Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra duties, and Brahmacharya, Grihastha, Sannyasa duties. So now, somebody completely gives up the duties. If he is impersonalist, if he is not devotee, what does he do? How does he engage himself? He has to perform some activity. They reject all activities. So it's very risky to do that as an impersonalist. Therefore, it is said in Kali Yuga, sannyasa is prohibited. Acharyas explain, Mayavad sannyasa is prohibited. Because they have no shelter. We have shelter, we have prasadam, Maya. I've seen. We were on the opening of Ramananda temple. Mahavishnu temple they opened. Ramanandis. A kind of Vaishnavas. They say that, anyway, there's a link to the Sri Vaishnavas, which Sri Vaishnavas don't accept, but they still accept. Vaishnavas, many of them are devotees, but there is some mixture of some little bit of Mayavad somewhere between. We were invited, we were one of the chief guests for the opening in Gujarat, one place, Shīla. I know where is the place, near, between Surendranagar and Rajkot. A big temple opening, 10 lakhs of people came. And with Kratu Prabhu, we were one of the chief guests there. Anyway. So then opening day, they served a feast, big feast. All Mahants will sit on the top stage, and all other sadhus will be down, and then public another place, a huge pandal, huge. And the first Mahants will be served, and while serving, they would chant the shlokas. It's very nice. So we were also chanting, Kratu Prabhu Pushas also. You also chant some, So one will start. Sarva dharmam parityaja mamekam sharanam raja, like this, and prasadam service is going on, Nobody will eat, Then they finish this. Then somebody from Bhagavatam, then somebody from Upanishads, like this. Very nice atmosphere, But then there were some Mayavadis also there. 3 lions with dandas sitting also there. How they receive prasadam? In one dabba like this, all items. Dal, rice, sweet rice, shrikant, dokla, and then what he did? Just sitting just below the stage and just seeing, all smashed. He's smashing all together, smashing, making ball, and you can see they're tough, they have no enjoyment. We have prasadam, we relish prasadam, we worship prasadam. No, Baba, prasadam we carry on our head, Baba. Correct? Huh? But you see what he did. And then after, they gave water, put water in the same one, wash everything, drink it also. I mean, that's good. He took all prasadam. But really, this is tough one, tough one, Even in front of deities in the temple, they think, actually this is also not the form of the Lord. Correct? Even hearing Bhagavatam Leelas, these are all Maya. Mayavada, they think that this is all any form, any emotions, gopis, lamentation, separation, all Maya. All feelings, this is all material. You see where they will take shelter of when difficulty comes. They fell down. They will fall down. It's very difficult. Very difficult. We have some of the Christian priests who want to live without wives. Now Pope is pushing that Catholics should also get married. Because they have big problem controlling the senses. No shelter. Only prayer they have. They have only vandanam. Hardly any service. There was a sect, Christian sect called, I forgot actually. What are their names? Anyway, they were living in one monastery and they have to do some activity. So they will do the cane baskets from the cane, like from the bamboo we make baskets here. They will do all year. And at the end of year, they'll put in one heap and burn them down. What are you doing? We have to be engaged, but we don't want to do some sinful activities. They don't know activities of devotion service. They don't know we can preach, we can cook for Krishna, we can sing for Krishna, we can build a temple for Krishna, we can do so many things for Krishna. They have no shelter. It's very risky this. Therefore they are even worse. Because by karma, doing your prescribed duties, you get some punya. You get purified. But by jnana, if you fall down, nothing is achieved. Even worse. No? And what is the achieve? When you achieve perfection, what did you achieve? Impersonal Brahman. No service to God. Correct? Kaivalyam narakayate. This is what Vaishnava thinks. Going to Brahman is worse than going to hell. In hell, at least some devotees that means Yamaraj, Baba. What a bad thoughts you have. Just see, huh? Yamaraj is pure devotee, Baba, Mahabhagavata, Mahajana, correct? So at least there is some hope of being rescued, In Brahman, no activity, no service to the Lord. No service to the Lord, no senses, no understanding, no talking to another jiva shining in the air. Nothing like that. It's worse than, even in hell you can do some service. But there you cannot do service. It's worse than hell. Kaivalyam narakayat. Okay, here. Okay, this is the... Okay, so Prabhupada explains. Rasa means the humor of mellow. Exchange between the mother and child is there and here also. Similar friendship, similar conjugal love. Everything, all the five rasas, mellows are there, spiritual world. The personals cannot understand. They are afraid. As soon as they hear, love, oh, love. Here is love, frustrated. Then it is Maya. Then Krishna love is also Maya. That is what they conclude. Any form, any activities, any feeling, any exchange, they consider Maya. No? They are carrying this material idea to the spiritual idea. This is their problem. They think that matter is opposite than spirit. But spirit is all inclusive of matter. They think whatever is here should not be there. Here is form, there is no form. Here relationship, no relationship. Here love, no love. They think black and white, but it's not like that. No? And when they cannot accommodate, they make it zero. They become shunyavadis. Okay, so these are another group who preach avidya in the name of Vidya. Buddhist shunyavadis. That is their position. They cannot understand that these very things are existing in spiritual world in a blissful way. They don't consider Krishna Leela's real. No? Here, Prabhupada writes a letter to Brahmananda. Please accept my blessing, your nice letter of 818 in the hand. Your nice philosophy that Krishna takes and Krishna gives is very nice. Prabhupada writes. This means Krishna is not impersonal. He is the Supreme Person and fully reciprocates. The impersonalists cannot reciprocate. Krishna does not take anything from them, neither gives them anything. Just see the position. There is one purport in Bhagavatam. I don't know where it is, but I'll find it. Very famous purport. Prabhupada say, For the love of his pure devotees, Krishna reciprocates with pure love. For those who are interested in his impersonal feature, Lord has no personal interest. My goodness, better I go to hell. God will think, Jiva is suffering, let me rescue him. But in Brahman, God has no interest for me. Is there any worse place in the world I can go, that place where even God given up on me, Even he doesn't have interest in me. This is the impersonal realization. It's really heavy. It's really like, go there and shut up, don't disturb others. Like come like a fridge, they put you frozen, no activity. They just freeze you up. Who goes to Brahman? When Krishna kills demons, they go to Brahman. We want to merge into Brahman. You Kamsa follower, Shishupal, Dantavakra. No? They are merging. Who else? Agasura. Who else? Ravana. No? Correct? This is the destination. Okay. So here, the impersonal is due to poor fount of knowledge, forget of the self. They are much concerned for being free of all duties which is not possible by the living force. The living force is always dynamic. Therefore, the living entity cannot stop discharging duties. Real duty begins in Krishna consciousness. The personalists cannot accommodate such spiritual activities of devotional service. Therefore, they are satisfied only by so-called knowledge of self. When they see devotees selling books, they say, ISKCON, money making. They can't understand this spiritual. They think we are selling something. We are buying something. They think immaterial. They can't understand the spiritual activity. They remember, they criticize Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, sannyasi, singing and dancing, Maya. You should study Vedanta. No? You should chew on Brahman unlimitedly. No? You see what is the problem? And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu defeated them. Actually, he defeated them Prabhupada by good character. And from the Shastra, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu quotes. Okay, so famous shloka. This is quoted by Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura. He quotes in the purport of this shloka that Brahman is not permanent position. You fell down from Brahman, and where do you go? Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani jattare shayanam. Again you take birth. Even if you go to Brahman, you will take birth. So here this is famous Avishuddha Buddha. O Lord, the intelligence of those who think themselves liberated, but who have no devotion, is impure. Even though they rise to the highest point of liberation by dint of severe penances, austerities, they are sure to fall down again into material existence, for they do not take shelter at your lotus feet. Correct? So Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura explains this. Paramatma creates this world by his Maya Shakti. Maya has two functions, Vidya and Avidya. Vidya destroys the matter. Avidya creates the matter. Those situated in material life are in Avidya, repeated birth and death. Those who becomes detached from material life, and though they are able to destroy matter by power of Vidya, but did not practice bhakti, they do not receive shelter of Lord's spiritual Shakti. Thus, although they practice Vidya, enter into darkest region where the soul is almost destroyed. Brahman, no activities. You see how he says? They are 10 region where soul is almost destroyed. Why? Because soul cannot act, soul cannot feel, soul cannot love, soul cannot pray to God. Nothing you can do in Brahman. Because you have no spiritual body, you have no material body, you have no subtle body, you are in bija form. Soul is Aham Brahmas, unconscious, that's all. You can't even see other soul, you can't talk to them. You can, no relation, no service, nothing is there. So, natural tendency of soul is to love God. So Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura says, you are telling Brahman, like where the soul is almost destroyed. Just see this position, no? So he quotes the shloka, and then in Jaiva Dharma he says this. These words meant that persons who are ignorant, do not know that they are pure spirit soul, enter into terrible blinding darkness, those who practice avidya. However, they who, even though they become free from ignorance, foolishly think that the individual soul is Brahman and not a tiny particle of spirit, enter even more terrible blinding darkness of ignorance. He says, "Oh Baba, the Vedas are like an ocean that has no shore. One should carefully study each mantra of each Upanishad, and then one should study Upanishads together as a whole. In that way one will understand the true meaning of Vedas. However, if one only studies a few passages here and there, the conclusion he gets at the end will be horrible and wrong. Therefore, are careful studying all branches of Vedas, Srimad Mahaprabhu told the final conclusion. What is that? That the individual spirit soul and the material world are simultaneously, inconceivably one and different from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So this is the proper conclusion. Achintya Beda Beda Tattva. We know there is impersonal aspect to the Lord. Maya tatamidam sarvam jagat avyakta murtina masthani sarva bhutani nachaham tveshavasita. We know there is impersonal aspect. Due to the fusion of His energies, everything is pervaded by the Lord. But Lord remains a person. He remains a person, Supreme Person. He has His Nama, Rupa, Guna, Lila, Dhamma. All these things are there. So here Prabhupada says, the impersonalists cannot reach Vaikuntha planets to become associates of the Lord, and therefore, according to their desires, Krishna gives them Sayuja Mukti. However, since Sayuja Mukti is partial Mukti, they must fall again to this material world. When it is said that the individual soul falls from Brahmaloka, this applies to impersonalists. See that? Who falls from Vaikuntha? Impersonalists from Brahmaloka, not exactly Vaikuntha. Okay. So many quotes are there. Renowned impersonal philosophers say that this world is false and that the impersonal Brahman is the truth. You heard that before? No? What is it? Brahman Satya, Jagan Mithya. But if they are asked to go out into society where material sense gratification predominates, they refuse for fear of being affected by those conditions. No? They will not go and preach around. They will live in seclusion. For a Krishna conscious person, however, there is no such a difficulty. Because he is controlled and he's taken shelter of Krishna, he is not afraid of going anywhere. So this is another thing that they even comment on us, why we are preaching, why we are going to big cities, why you open temples in the big cities. They can't understand anything we do because they don't accept activities as spiritual. They condemn all the activities. Okay. That is Krishna's plan, that we stop here. We have to accept it. Thank you very much for hearing. Do you have any questions, any comment? Yes, please.
I have heard few Bhagavatam lectures which describes about the meditation on the spiritual form of Lord Narayana by Baladeva to his mother.
Right.
He explains about various angas of the Lord, limbs of
Yes.
where yogi has to meditate.
Right.
Thus my doubt is, when a yogi is neophyte, all the experiences which he had was material. So anything which he could conceive with the mind is also material. So how can he imagine which is spiritual, which is not under his experience? It will be just a mere imagination, right? How can it link him to the transcendence? Right.
Where is the link between material thoughts, meditation, and actually spiritual form? It's a good question. Goes like this. The method recommended by Kapiladeva is God's own method. God said that you don't have power to realize me or to see me. But if you do like this, control your mind, control your senses, sit in meditation, do pranayama, chant this mantra, and then meditate on my form, which is described in Shastra, I will reveal myself. So, though the material thoughts or words cannot describe Lord made Himself revealed by those methods He Himself prescribed. So Lord is omnipotent. He can turn matter into spirit. He prescribes that. Shrutais tu shabda mulatvad. That if you study Vedas, you will understand God. How? Vedas also materially written down. But they are not material sound. They appear material, but they are not material. So similarly, this meditation on authorized form of the Lord is actually not material. Is material if you think Lord is material. But if Lord accepts your offering, your endeavor, I want to think of you, I want to know you, Lord reveals Himself. So this is how we understand the Vedas, that we are chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. You may say it's material because I'm moving my lips and I'm vibrating some sound. So how is this? By material lips, by material elements, I'm creating some sound. Somebody has higher voice, Hare Krishna, somebody, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So all material is proven. You see, there's different voice, different lips, different position, material sound. But it's not material. Why? Because Krishna says, you chant like this. And although appears material, I will appear. I will manifest in the holy names. I will manifest my potency. I have no limit. I can turn matter into spirit and spirit into matter as I like. And I will reciprocate if you do that endeavor. So it's by God's mercy that actually He is revealed. So all Vedic knowledge comes by revelation. Yasya deve para bhakti yatha deve tatha guru tasya te katite hyarta prakashante mahatmanaha. So Vedic knowledge is really not that I sit, meditate, and I reach the God. No, I have no power. I'm in Maya, as you say. My thoughts are material. But Lord reciprocates. Oh, He appears in my vision, in His transcendental form. And we meditate according to the description of Lord in Shastra, which is not false, which is not imaginary. So the Lord said, lotus feet, and then the chins, then the knees, then the thighs, then a beautiful Vaijayanti garland, a beautiful silk dress, and the ornaments, and lotus hands, and lotus broad chest, and then his nose, and his lips, and his eyes, and his peacock feather. And that you can, according to the real description, there is not imaginary form. So, even if I see your photo, without seeing you in person, I'm seeing nobody but you on the photo. So it's not my imagination, this is a real photo. So the description of Shastra is how God looks like, it's a real one. But the real point is where the matter touches the spirit, is that it reveals to sincere meditator, to sincere chanter, to sincere devotee, Lord reveals. Because if you have elect deities, it's not material and spiritual. And we can see the devotees who serve, who chant, they actually change their qualities, they get purified, they improve themselves. So you can see it works. So it's not that is material, because he was meditating on the form of the Lord, different limbs, because his mind is material. No. Soon as he starts meditating of the Lord, becomes spiritual. Soon as he touches the Shastra, soon as he accepted the process described in Shastra, he is under guidance of the Lord. And Lord appears. No? This is the system. So, this is the method, how it works. The spirit penetrates matter, can manifest in the matter. Anytime Krishna may appear in your tongue. Anytime Krishna may appear in your heart. Though looks material, it's not material. According to the level of surrender, then Lord reciprocates like this. So it's not that because I have material mind, whatever I imagine is material. That's not true. Because I follow the description of Lord from the Shastra, that is true form. And if I close my mind, Lord reveals His form. So this is how it works. Make sense? Yeah, it's not material. Otherwise, what is the meaning? If I'm chanting Hare Krishna, it's material sound. But look, people change. People change, people improve just by chanting. People change their qualities, they change their life, they change their conception of the world altogether. And it works, we get purified. So it is true. Any material sound have no that power. If you chant any other mantra, Prabhupada said, or any other material word, you will go mad most probably. What is your favorite song? Huh? Some film song? Latest Rajnikant's movie, famous song. But how many times you can hear it? Can you hear it for 30 years every day? For 2 hours? You will go mad, or somebody, your neighbors will hang you, It's material sound. You can't repeat same song continuously. We are chanting for years and years and years, same song every day. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. More we chant, more it tasty, more better, more bliss. Now it's previous was hit, now it's super hit. So, but this material songs, every few months change. New movie, new hit. Why? Because material has beginning and end. Adyantavanta Konte has beginning and end. No? So it's spirit. Spirit is not limited by matter. You have material mind, I have material mind, but God has no material mind. He can appear as He likes. Even a materialistic person, he can appear. Krishna appeared in front of Duryodhana, who was pakka materialistic person. He appeared in his spiritual form. By His will, He can do whatever He wants to do. That is power of the Lord. Don't worry. God is more powerful than our conditioned mind. Hare Krishna. Okay. Any other question? Who was it? Okay. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Shri Isopanisad ki jai.